bought this Chinese heater. We tried to fix our Herber Special one a couple of times, but I suspect it needs a new control unit, which is very expensive. It's actually cheaper to buy a complete new kit.
Oh.
Tough tools, half the price.
We'll see.
So there you go. So let's see what we've got. A fuel tank, which we won't be using. A template. And there it is. There's the heater. It looks a bit bigger actually. It's a bit bigger than ours.
It does look big, doesn't it?
Yes. Right.
How does it feel? Like?
No, it feels well made.
Oh, that's good.
It feels well made. Nice fuel pump. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
You don't get a lot of ducting. No, you don't get a lot.
No, just to start you off, isn't it?
Yeah. And it looks a bit wider than ours.
It does, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they give you this so you can connect yours
Yeah.
to this. That's the exhaust. The exhaust is a bit flimsy. I don't like that. Basically the same, bit lighter than the Herber Special. And then you've got all your bits and pieces. And
So there's a whole kit.
yeah, complete kit is the wiring though.
Exhaust pipe insulation.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep his spares. Because a lot of this we've already got in place. That's
Yeah.
nice. I like that.
So overall, what do you think? The first impressions?
Yeah, it's good. It feels good.
Okay.
It's all there. You can see the exhaust and air intake. It's the same size fitting, so it should fit on the old bracket.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Let's see. And there we go.
That's great.
Yeah.
Ah, we've got the problem.
What's that?
It gets in the way of pump.
Yeah, because it's longer.
Yes.
Yes.
So
you have to move it back even further.
yeah.
I moved that one back already. See the holes here.
Yeah.
Can't move it back too much further. Fit a new filter in between, just past the one-way valve. Now just going to fit this pump.
No, that's the old one here.
Yeah, it's the old one. See, it's slightly different, but you could use this pump. It's the same, it fits. So I find it old.
So you can keep it as a spare?
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, you can use that. It
Yeah.
may not pump enough diesel, but it may work. And the new pump fits back in the old saddle here, the old P-clip.
No.
That's the original. Same size, so that's good. Okay, and then all I have to do, this new hose onto it here, like that, and up to the bottom of the fuel intake on the heater. And that goes on. connect that up to the hose. So we'll move the bracket.
Oh yeah.
Moved it back. Get the fuel line through.
Oh, so that little hose is a fuel line.
Yeah, that's for the diesel. Let me find. There we go. And a pump.
Yay, well done.
So we just have to slip the hose off if
Yeah.
we want to use the pump, which we won't. Okay. So the problem we've got here is we've got a different diameter on the ducting for the air outlet. Our old air ducting is slightly too small. Well, it's quite a bit too small to go on a new heater. So what I've come up with, we know this is fireproof or heat proof. So I'm going to use this to fill the gap. See if I can get this. Just have to make sure get that seam. There's a seam here, see?
Oh yeah.
Get that in first. Get your insulation inside and twist it like a screw. See? And because of the threads in here, so it should pull itself down.
Oh yeah.
See, the sleeve's up to here now, so just can always put a Jubilee clip on here to tighten it. There you go. Jubilee clip here. So,
Perfect.
job done.
Looks nice and tidy actually.
Yeah. Lots of spares.
Yeah, they actually provided you with lots of spares
Yeah,
and bits needed for the fitting of the heater.
there's a lot we didn't use.
Yeah, so that's great.
Guys. That just closes up the gap a bit more. There we go. So we can still pull that off. Found out this one-way valve wasn't working properly. It was getting stuck. So just give it a spray. Fill it up with WD-40. Just give it. Shake it about a bit. Blow it out. That's it. And now, out. Should work okay now. So put it back on, and stop the fuel from running back towards the tank. Don't replace it, just tap it. So in the meantime I just put a filter, small filter there just in case any fuel did leak out. Make sure you put it on the way you can blow through, which way the fuel's going to run. Just twist it on. Twist and push. That's it. That's it. That'll be enough. Okay. Okay, so the problem we was having is when you start the new unit up, the pump was pumping and it was drawing the fuel up, but because the unit didn't detect any fuel, it was shutting down. And what was happening, because this one-way valve wasn't closing, the fuel was dropping all the way back to the tank. It would try and start up again, the pump would run, it would detect no fuel, and it would cut out again, and once again the fuel would draw all the way up, so it was a continuous cycle. So now hopefully when the unit starts, it will pump the fuel up, it will detect no fuel, it will shut down, but this time the fuel won't fall all the way back to the tank. So when it does start again, the fuel will still be up here, and gradually after a few processes it will work its way up to the heater. Okay, we've got a lot of spares, a lot of parts left over, which we're not going to use because we used what we already had fitted, and the exhaust is, so I didn't like that anyway. The silencer we never used last time, so we're not going to use it this time. I've got some fuel line left over. A lot of Jubilee clips, hose clips.
We can put them into the
Yeah,
boxes.
they can go in the boxes. There's a peak on there as well.
Yeah.
Probably.
And cable ties.
The only thing I'm going to use is this insulation. I'm just going to go around our exhaust once more. Okay, one thing we have noticed is the pump has to be facing upwards towards the heater, because what it does is it creates its own bubbles. So if it's twisted like this way, downwards, the air gets trapped within the pump. So twist your pump up, so it's facing up towards the heater, so you can see the bubbles coming out here. But you can see they're moving really slow. So the fuel's just dribbling in. I think this is why we keep getting the error code to check the fuel level. And the reason is because this is so flexible. It's absorbing the stroke from the pump. So what we're going to do see that? It's much more solid. So therefore the fuel will squirt through rather than dribble through. And
that's our old one.
yeah, that's our old one. But the inlet to the fuel on the bottom of the heater is exactly the same size as the old one. So it will be, even you won't need a bigger hose because it's all governed by the inlet, the fuel inlet. So I'm going to swap this over. So a little update, we're going to swap these gaskets over, or these pads, rubber cushions, because apparently we're getting a slight odour coming out the ducting when we're using the heater. And we looked online and a lot of people are saying that it's this inferior rubber that's getting hot and causing the smell. So we're just going to swap it over, put the old one back on and see what happens. Hopefully that will sort it out. If not, then it could be the new plastic, but we'll see what happens. It's a good experiment. As you see, the old, exactly the same size. Fits on. Old fuel line goes back on. we go. So, also what we did discover is, as we suspected, the new fuel line from China was too flexible. So we put the old fuel line back on, which is much more solid and is pumping the fuel through much better now. We was getting an error saying it wasn't getting any fuel, and the startup was timing itself out because we just wasn't getting the fuel up to the heater in time. And I think what was happening, that flexible hose, as the pump was pumping, it was just flexing too much and it was absorbing the stroke off the pump, so the fuel wasn't getting up to here on time. But since we put the old one back on, it's been fine. Okay, it's all fitted now. Let's switch it on and see if it starts up. Can you hear something going?
Can you?
Mm.
And we've got remote.
Yeah, you got the remote, just on and off, and increase, decrease, heat, temperature up, temperature down, on, off.
There we go.
And that's it. And so it's on.
You can smell it something already.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, it's blowing nice and hot now. It's quite strong as well. It's just as hot as the Herber Special. In fact, it's hotter now.
No.
Yes, it is. I feel that it's really hot.
See. Oh, it's nice.
It's much hotter. Yeah. So, and the pump. Oh, so the fuel pump is louder than our Herber Special, but the actual burner, the unit, is quieter. There's not so much of a roar, and it's using less amps, the glow pin on the battery. I think at Herber Special used, when it first started up, uses 6. This is using 4, and it drops down to 2. There you go. On startup it was pulling 4, and then dropped down to 2. So it's going to be better for your batteries. So yeah, I think it's a good buy. I think if you've got a Webasto or Herber Special already in place, then the swap is quite good. Everything seems to fit, and will it last as long as a Webasto or a Herber Special? No, probably not. But then for the price of this complete unit, it's cheaper than buying just a control unit for a German diesel heater. Yeah, so I think it's a good buy. When it will last 2 years. After 2 years, you just throw it away and buy another one. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. Okay, we changed the gasket, the rubber mount, and it is still smelling. So hopefully that will go away. Maybe it's just a smell of new plastic. Who knows? And come back, revisit us in 12 months' time, and we'll let you know if it's still working. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.